Good evening, Bashers. It is Thursday, July 31st, the last day of July in the year 2025. And, you can see by the thumbnail, I'm a little irked. I'm a little irked about a lot of stuff, and I don't really bring it on the show on the regular days, but I just thought it was important. I just wrote a little thing for you guys, and it's basically that I feel like the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts stands not merely as a monument to creativity and expression, but as a living tribute to a president and a first lady who elevated the role of the arts in American public life. To propose replacing their names with those of Donald and Melania Trump is not only historically indefensible, it's culturally ludicrous. Let's be clear. John F. Kennedy and the First Lady, Jacqueline Kennedy, were not casual admirers of the arts. They were its fiercest champions. President Kennedy believed that a robust cultural identity was as vital to a nation's strength as its military or economy. He said, "I look forward to an America which will reward achievements in the arts as we reward achievements in business or stagecraft." And Jacqueline Kennedy, with her fierce intellect and refined aesthetic, transformed the White House into a beacon of American artistry, restoring its historical integrity and commissioning works of art, inviting musicians, poets, dancers, and the like into the very heart of the American government. The Kennedy Center was built on this very vision, that the arts are central to the American identity. It is no coincidence that the center opened in 1971 with a performance by Leonard Bernstein conducting. It's also no accident that it's hosted the world's most celebrated performers, from everyone from Mikhail Baryshnikov to Yo-Yo Ma, and all in celebration of music, theater, dance, and the arts in general. Now enter Donald and Melania Trump, whose relationship to the arts can generously be described as indifferent. This is a president who proposed eliminating the National Endowment for the Arts altogether, not once, but repeatedly. This is a couple that skipped the Kennedy Center honors for his entire presidency, avoiding the nonpartisan event that has always served as a moment of national unity through artistic expression. It is mind-boggling to me. It is mind-boggling to me. Donald Trump's view of cultural arts is transactional, not transcendent. For him, art is a backdrop for branding, not a tool of enlightenment. And as for Melania, despite her supposed background in design and fashion, which I know nothing about, and I've Googled and I can find nothing, she has showed no consistent public support for American art, artists, or cultural institutions during her tenure as First Lady. There was no Melania initiative for the arts education, no First Lady concerts, no outreach to the unserved arts communities. Her silence is deafening. So what exactly would the Trump name honor? A proposed rebranding of the Kennedy Center to the Trump Center is not a recognition of artistic contribution. It's a cynical ploy, a smokescreen, and a cultural trolling maneuver meant to provoke outrage and erase a legacy that does not fit within the MAGA narrative. It is not about honoring art. It's about erasing history. We must resist this for what it is, an attempt to rewrite the story of American excellence in favor of self-promotion and petty grievances. The Kennedy name belongs on that building because John and Jackie earned it through vision, through patronage, and through an unwavering belief in the power of the arts to shape a better nation. The arts are not partisan, and they never have been. But honoring those who truly champion them, that's common sense. Let the Trumps build a golf course, as they've done many, many times. The Kennedy Center belongs to the artists and to the president and first lady who gave American art its rightful place in the center of our national life. So that's my little bullshit on that today. I'm just furious with the whole thing because first it was just the Melania Trump opera house, and now they're talking about renaming the whole thing the Trump Center. Donald Trump has never been affiliated with the arts in any way, shape, or form. The only thing he's ever tried to do is shake the money out of it and put it elsewhere. So, what are your thoughts on that, you guys? What do you think? I know Europeans probably think it's crazy that that could even possibly happen, but Americans are caught in the crossfire here. What are your views on that? What do you think? I know that it's a 50-50 split between Europe and America, and it's not a Trump bash. It's just a nonsense thing to do that. It's just part of the Epstein smokescreen bullshit. And it's just stop. Can you just stop it with that crap? Why irk everyone? It's so unnecessary. No one wants to be caught up in any of this junk. It's just more things to enrage people. And at this point in the game, it's like I've become so desensitized to the unbelievable because it just happens on an everyday basis here, things like this. Everybody, all the right wing pundits are all turning on him. The Tucker Carlsons and the Matt Walshes, and it's just gotten to the point where. But I never believe any of those guys because I feel like Tucker Carlson's going to run for president. I think he's finally figured out what the flaws are in the game plan, and he's figured out a way to put spackle and putty in the middle of there, and reach out to both sides of the aisle, which is very smart. Listen, let's not. That guy's a very, very smart guy. He's not an idiot. Now he lives in the middle of Maine in the woods somewhere, and he works off the land. He seems super American, and he's fighting for the everyday guy. It's pretty amazing stuff, what he's doing. And I can guarantee you, and you can probably say you heard it here first, I think Tucker Carlson's going to be a candidate for president because J.D. Vance, everybody knows that guy's just a slithery serpent, and I don't think that guy was the biggest Donald Trump detractor in the world until, hey, wait a second, I could be vice president. Why the hell not? Anyway, my little take on this bullshit. I hope it didn't upset you too much, but you know how I feel. Anyway, Danny Gutierrez in at number one. Oh, Bashers. Danny Gutierrez. Oh, again. Man, you are great. You've really hit it. I'll have one for you this afternoon. Forget about it. Don't pay it forward because you know what? Everybody on the team's pretty much got. Nick B definitely did get one. So for all his incredible merits and all the things that he's done in Basher world for the last 6-7 months that he's arrived on the scene, he's become quite a superstar. So he got his. Rightfully, Daniel, you enjoy yours because you deserve it. Happy Thursday, Bashers. Happy Thursday to you, Daniel Gutierrez. Great to have you. Nick B's here. Hey, speaking of the devil, congratulations, Daniel Gutierrez, number 2 here. Oh, happy Thursday, OG and DG and all. Not long to go. Mr. Beautiful Kevin Landon is here. Happy Thursday to Dirk and all the Bashers all the way with JFK. Yeah, it's just, he's one of the most beloved presidents in modern history and probably throughout the entire history of the United States. Do we know a lot more about people now? Sure. Do we know? Are there things about John F. Kennedy that people like? Yeah, he was a womanizer. Blah 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 blah. But what he did as a president, how he instilled, national pride, and how he made people feel to be an American was something that we haven't had since. It was called Camelot for a good reason because it felt like Camelot. We felt like we had a Guinevere, and we felt like they were the Knights of the Round Table. It was a beautiful thing where people came together and worked together on both sides of the aisle, which is the only way it could ever really work. That's why I always say the best thing you can do to somebody who opposes your opinion is to listen. Give them a good listen. It's worth it. Try it. I don't need to say that to you guys because, I'm mostly preaching to the choir. Not completely, but there's a couple out there and you know who you are. Steve Mac 3. Ooh, almost. You almost got there. Dirk, remember the Irish axiom. We are Irish. We do not make rules. We break them. May it ever be thus. May it ever be thus. Indeed. Julian is here. I want to bring up a picture of Julian because he told me what this was all about. So let me grab this. So yesterday thank you all so much yesterday for what a great show it was. Everybody, the feedback has been terrific. It was so great to get everybody involved in the show, to show off everybody's pictures of them as youngsters and also their kittens and all the stuff that went on in their early life. It's a nice little picture into our little community. And this, of course, is Julian. And I said yesterday, hey, Julian, what's that pin you have on there? PDSA, the Busy Bees. I was curious as to what that could possibly be. And he was kind enough to tell me. He said, "Greetings, Dirk. You were curious to know the name of my cat in my childhood picture. Her name was Fluffy, and she lived to be 19 years old and had many litters of kittens in that lifetime. The badge on my boarding school jacket was the Busy Bee Club. It's a very famous veterinary outfit, which, if you haven't had much money, you could take your pet to be treated. After some tuition, you could become a Busy Bee Club member, and after some school, some of us boys would be members of the PDSA and help out with looking after the animals for a couple of hours, like cleaning, feeding, medicine, etc. It stands for the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals." Julian, thank you so much for enlightening us on that. What a great backstory to that picture. And I did ask because I was not quite sure exactly what it was. And thank you for that, because it makes a whole hell of a lot of a difference. Because loving animals starts, all kids love animals. I've never met a child that doesn't love a kitten or a dog or any kind of animal. That's why we have, educational programs for kids at zoos and museums and things like that. And only when we become adults and we become indifferent do we fall out of love with animals. Because to not love an animal is a very big character flaw, I think. I can't imagine anyone. And we love the animals here on the show, as we all know. Thank you, Julian. That was beautiful for you to say. He says, "I'm naturally attracted to something I don't understand, because when you try to deal with something you don't understand, it opens a door into another world." Does indeed. Like that girl that you met, my friend John married a girl he couldn't stand. Of course, she wound up to be the love of his life because he didn't know anything about her. He didn't know anything. Incredible stuff. Renaissance says, "Remember, you can always stoop and pick up nothing." This is true too. To be enlightened is to be aware always of total reality in its imminent otherness, to be aware of it and yet remain in a condition to survive as an animal. We can learn a lot from animal kind. We sure can. They judge us by how we behave and not by our words. They trust us and they distrust us by our actions, which is always true. Andrew Wolkowicz is in there first with Canadian $20. Thank you, Andrew. Well done. Daniel Gutierrez. "Find a reason to be inspired. Hold firm to family, friends, and the beliefs that we can all be better bastards together than apart." Upvote and subscribe. Thank you so much. There's the big upvote there. If you can, you have no idea how it helps the show out. Just giving it it sends it through the YouTube sphere. We already got a strike against us for the very person I talked about today, Melania Trump. Unfortunately, the only art I know she knows anything about is, titillating photography. But anyway, Andrew Wolkowicz Gong, as always. Andrew says, "There is no mafia." That's brilliant. "Don't become a mere recorder of facts, but try to penetrate the mystery of their origin." Well, don't you think that that's the problem with today, that everybody's so locked into their little mechanism for information and rah, rah, the grab your torch mob mentality thing? Especially, like, I went to a party on Sunday, and I knew that I was going to meet a lot of people there that are not of the same mindset as myself in terms of the socio-political economic situation of the planet Earth. And I didn't talk to anybody. I just listened. To what they had to say. And that's it. No discourse, even though it was warranted. I just decided it wasn't. You got to pick your battles in this world. Got to pick what's important to you. This is just a lot of people who live in a microcosm and are happy in their little, very, very singular microcosm of sameness and safety and security. And that's the way they want to stay. A lot of us are more world thinkers. We like to think about what happens in other places and other parts of the world, so that we could maybe say or do something that might help somebody out. We certainly do that with animal kind, everybody on this show. So yeah, listen, every once in a while, it's fine. Just businessmen and women. Oh yeah, well, there you go. "True organized crime holds public office." This is true. They're gangsters. Politicians are gangsters. So, but what? I don't know if anybody watches the Young Turks. I watch it sometimes. Was watching something when they were talking about populists. Populists are now going to be the candidates of the future, as opposed to your everyday garden variety politician, because those people all owe somebody something. Politicians all owe people things, lobbyists, etc. Big pharma. It doesn't matter who it is, but they all got where they're going because people either wrote them a check and they are now beholden to those people. Now, when it comes to populists, and when I say populists, I mean people like Tucker Carlson, a guy I've never liked, hate his whiny voice. Matt Walsh is worse. But we have a lot of whiny people on the other side of the aisle too, but no one's as bad as Tucker Carlson. But I've said on the show that he had Marjorie Taylor Greene on the show recently, and I couldn't help but agree with them on so many things, and it was scary to me. I was like, wow, isn't he smart? He, like I said, he found the crevasse in the middle of the painting and he's filling it up with spackle and he's going to paint over it to make it good. This guy's figured out a way to bridge the gap. Very, very smart guy. I don't know if anybody could be able to deal with his voice. He's got this very whiny voice. It's like listening to a Valley Girl for about a half an hour. It just, there's only so much you can take of that. But very, very smart guy. And I guarantee you, he's definitely going to be JD Vance has no chance in the world. But I do think that JD Vance is currently in a position right now where he is trying to figure out a way to take Donald down and replace him. He had a meeting with the Murdochs, private meeting with the Murdochs. I didn't mean to make today political. What are your thoughts? Happy Friday. Let's turn it over to the purple one and get it a little bit nicer. Melly C is here. Happy Friday Eve, Dirk, and all the beautiful people. Hey, Melly C, the purple one. Thank you so much. And congratulations to Daniel. You're on a roll. You sure are on a roll. Isn't that terrific? Well, how did he do it? Because the night before I did it 36 hours in advance. And then today I did it with just a couple hours. So one shot. Today's thumbnail was generated through the ChatGPT app with one shot. First time winner. Did exactly what I wanted it to do. Happy Thursday to Dirk and all the best. It's Mart and Bronson. Hey guys, how are you? Got some great shots coming up today from you, and thank you so much for that. And look, the incomparable one, Mr. Dave Fahrenheit 451, the guy that's had more than anybody, and it shows because you're the biggest of them all. Everybody's aspiring to be Dave at the end. Steve Zelinsky, good evening, Dirk, and all the bashers. Number 6 or number 7, note to self, must try harder. Have a great show. Cheers to you. I'm having a drooby doo coffee in a handsome Joey glass. This coffee is smoother than silk, I gotta say. JCB Coffee Roasters. I should promote them, right? Right? You've done such a great. I should promote you promoting them. That's what I should do. Hitesh C. We saw his beautiful family photos yesterday. His entire beautiful family. Happy Thursday bashing. Remember to upvote if you can. Hey man, that's all it takes is just to click that little like button, and then it goes a long way. And so yesterday, we did the Gallery of Bashtards. It was when we were young, and that was the theme yesterday. And we had so many great pictures, so many people. And whoever didn't get a chance to send theirs in, there's still time. We're still live. Whenever you do it, you send it to me. I know Drooby Doo said he was looking for some shots. Drew, if you found them, send it your way. My way, please. And it's Basherdirk@gmail.com. That is Basherdirk@gmail.com. That is the address for all things public bashers. If you have a gripe, don't talk about Kennedy Center, Tucker Carlson, say, Dirk, you're a douche. I hate the show that way. Don't do that. Or, yay, it should be the Kennedy Center forever. Here's my question about that, though. So if they did rename that, would they actually have to take down all of the John F. Kennedy statues, like the big bust that's there, and would they remove that? Like, I took it personally when David Geffen gave Lincoln Center, which is New York City's big cultural center, when he took over Avery Fisher Hall, and he had to pay the Fisher family, like, I don't know, it was like $100 million. It was a lot of money to take his name off because he's the guy that gave the money to build it. we have three buildings there: Alice Tully Hall. We have the Metropolitan Opera, New York State Theater, all that stuff, and Avery Fisher Hall. So would they have to do that? Would they have to pay off first of all, they can't do it. Just so for anybody's edification, they would have to change three laws. One main one, which they probably can't do, no matter if they had votes, lopsided vote, it still wouldn't work. You'd have to change the law that actually created it. So it's probably not possible, but I'm curious. But I was so upset when we got rid of Avery Fisher Hall. It's now the David Geffen Hall, and he gave them $1 billion. Now, certainly that theater didn't need $1 billion worth of renovation, but it went right into the coffers of the arts. So, and David Geffen, obviously, is a guy that signed Joni Mitchell and the Eagles and God knows everybody else. He's like the Clive Davis of a different generation, and fantastic. Trump, not so much. Not so much. Where are we? Nick B. Happy birthday to the wonderful Kate Bush. I should have said that right off the top of the show. Happy birthday to my favorite artist in the entire world, the incomparable Catherine Bush. She's my absolute favorite musical artist ever. She always will be. I was probably late to the game. I discovered Kate Bush from Mimi RW, as you guys all know. When I met my friend Steve's big sister, and she turned me on to so much different music, opened up my hard rock and heavy metal ears to other forms of music that I would have never listened to. I still don't like the Grateful Dead. Sorry, not my thing. But she turned me on to Annie Haslam and Renaissance and so many great artists. I got into, John McLaughlin and Mahavishnu and all this stuff. And she even turned her brother onto that, and he went crazy for that stuff. But she turned me on to Kate Bush, and she played me an album called The Dreaming. I'll never forget it. And gave me a copy of her first album called The Kick Inside. And I've loved it to this day. It's still one of my favorite records. I love all of her records pretty much equally. But happy birthday to the beautiful Kate Bush, 67, and she's my favorite. I think she's a genius. How about you? Top Dog, it's smoke and mirrors for something bigger behind the scenes. Of course it's smoke and mirrors. It's to deflect from Jeffrey Epstein, just like he's been talking about the Redskins. God. He wants the Washington Commanders to switch their name back to because it's too politically correct. You know what? There's Native American people that don't appreciate that kind of stuff. And they had to live with it for a really long time. And, it can be hurtful when you're not a rich white guy. Like I've said, I'm privileged too. I'm not rich, but I'm a white guy. Cops don't stop me on the street. I look like a cop anyway. They're like, how you doing? I always get the how you doing. Firemen and cops are always like, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, how you doing? How you doing? They'll never do that to me. I could probably jump the turnstiles and get away with it, but I don't. And I don't like when other people do too. But there's a certain amount of privilege, and man, the indigenous American people, they've had it so bad. The rate of alcoholism and drug addiction is so high amongst them. There's so much baggage that goes on in their lives from just, yes, it was a long time ago and they weren't directly involved in it, but man, there is a trickle down of that stuff. And I'm not one of those big reparation jackasses and all that stuff. I just think it's ridiculous at this point, Israel, but it's just, can we just treat people the same? Just treat people nicely. It's all smoke and mirrors. The Redskins and the Cleveland Indians. Well, they polled all the Native American people, and they said, no, we do find it offensive. It's not an epithet. It's just makes them feel bad. Like, I can't believe that the Braves still go, oh, I can't believe that still exists, but it does. I don't know. Let's make America great again. Let's do it. Let's really make it great. Not be offensive and mean to other people who don't deserve it. Hitesh, great photos yesterday. Didn't you love those? They were great. I mean, that was a special treat too. They were all fantastic. I'm not going to single out anybody because I love them all, but man, that was really great to see your whole family. Beautiful stuff, man. Thank you so very much for going the extra mile. Dean says, Daniel, you only have 70 more to catch up with Dave Fahrenheit 451. He does not look worried, but keep it going if possible. You look all spiffy in that new thumbnail. You look all coiffed. Have you been to the barber? Fresh look at the goatees looking good and all that stuff. And Raphael is here at number 9. That will do fine. JFK justified feline killers. He did? That will do. What does that mean, justified feline killers? I don't know what that means. Tell me. Educate me. I wouldn't think that's true. Franco Fiore, please upvote. Grazie mille, signore. Upvote if you can on the show. It's great, guys. Video and audio good today. I bought a very, very long cable because I don't use Wi-Fi to do this show. I use an Ethernet cable directly plugged into my modem, but it has to be very, very long because my modem is like 25 feet away. So it goes out my door in my studio down the hall to the modem, and I replaced that. So hopefully, maybe that helped because God knows what else I can do. I don't know, other than start broadcasting from the inside of a modem. Well done, Daniel Gutierrez says, David Simons. JFK, just felines. No, that's right. Daniel Gutierrez. Thank you, Nick B, Andrew W, Melly C, C, Dean, David F. Let the bash begin. Yes, sir. Let's do it. I don't think anybody could beat Dave Farron. I don't think anybody. I mean, God, it used to be so close, and then he just came out of the gate running. It got insane. It was like every day. It was amazing. Has Nick B gotten Basher of the Day? Yes, he has. Kyle, hey, Kyle D. That's not what the cat can do for you, but what can you do for your cat? Hey, Kyle D. Great to have you back on the show. It's been a while. 100%. What can you do for your cat? Do something great. I'm addicted to this. Jesus, what's the name of this? I don't even know the name of the channel on YouTube, but it's this guy who's got a orange cat named Kurt, and they just got a brand new kitten named Gary. And it is the cutest thing ever because Gary's this tiny little puppy, a little kitten who's constantly annoying Kurt, and they love each other now, but they didn't in the beginning. But it's a great channel. I gotta actually, what is that? Let me find out what that is so I'll promote him. Kurt and Gary Cats YouTube. I don't know what it's called. Abram Engel. That is the name of the channel. Let me show you what it is. I'm not going to show any stuff on his, because I have a strike against my channel. So I'm not going to show anybody's stuff, but I can promote his channel. That's for sure. This is it. And look at that's Kurt and that's Gary, the tiny little kitten. Isn't that amazing? It's a great channel. If you want to just spend 3 hours thumbing through shorts and videos of super duper cute kitty stuff, please go check out this guy. He doesn't need any of my help. God knows he's probably got 1 trillion subscribers. Oh, he's got 2.52 million subscribers. Well, he needs my help. Not at all. I never looked to see how many people he had on his thing, but good for him. I just sit there sometimes and I just let it play, and I go like, I wonder what Gary did to Kurt today. That's all I really care about. Panel Powers here. Howdy all. Howdy to you. Rufus said, yeah, great show yesterday. Dirk and the Bashers. Upvote if you can. Thanks, Rufus, very much. Cheers, Dirk. I went to the same hair transplant clinic as you did. Aren't they great? I'll tell you. You know what I love? I love how they go in there and they just do each one individually, and then every week you go in for a treatment, and it feels like your hair your hair just is working out so well. Dave is an alien. He kind of is. Andrew said, I'm going backwards now because I'm doing what you guys want me to do. I'm going to the top of the chat so I don't seem so out of touch. I got pulled over in Buffalo once. The cop asked me if I was trying to get dead. Don't stop at stop signs in that neighborhood. Told him I was lost. He led me out. Can I tell you a very funny story? Which reminds me. So millions of years ago, in the 90s, early 90s, I've mentioned this before. I went to San Francisco to do some voice work for a band that some guy on Long Island had a band. He had a backer there from San Francisco, and they flew me out there. Well, at first I did the demos in this guy's house, and then they flew me out to LA to do some stuff, and they put me up in a hotel called the Red Apple Motel. It was a motel. I was 20, whatever. Why would I care? And I didn't know where it was. It was my very first time in San Francisco, and I wasn't in San Francisco. I was like in the Queens of San Francisco, and I was like, oh, okay. So I was an avid runner at the time. So I put on my running clothes and I decided to go for a long run. And I'm about, I don't know, a mile or so away. And I get beep, 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 cops behind me. And I'm like, I get out of their way. And they're like, what are you trying to get killed? I said, what are you talking about? And it turns out I was in, what's the name of that town? I don't even remember what it's called now. Let me see. San Francisco map. What was it called? I was in Oakland. That's where I was. I was in Oakland, California. And apparently I was in a really bad neighborhood. And I had absolutely no idea I was in a bad neighborhood. And they made me get in their car and drove me back to my house. I said, oh, you're officers. I'm so sorry. I'm from New York. And I'm used to bad neighborhoods. So I wasn't that worried. They're like, no, you're going to get shot. And they took me out and they put me in the back of the car. It was actually kind of fun. I was in the back of a police car like I'd been arrested. And they took me back and that was it. Very, very nice guys. Red Apple cigarettes. That's right. That's the brand that he uses, right? Uh, yeah, it's funny stuff. Thanks for that story. It's fun. Rayra says that humans are the most dangerous. We are. We're also the only ones. Even though Asheen will beg to differ with me, I think that we're truly the only ones that have malice that simmers. Sorry, I don't have any man baby photos. Thank God. You don't have a childhood scrapbook, Dean. Were you never a child? Oh my God. Nick B says, oh no. Once saw Kate Bush sat in the corner of the Rose and Crown in Shilton, Oxford, drinking a pint, was too shocked and scared to say hello. That almost happened to me once, but it wasn't Kate Bush. But I was probably 17, 18, and I worked at this place called the Irish Cottage in Forest Hills. And a woman came in and I was like, oh my God, it's Kate Bush. And she sat down and she was English. And I went over to her table and like all nervous, ready to say something to her. And it turns out it wasn't her. But that's funny that you actually saw her in person. I would die. I would absolutely die. Jim Patterson's here. He says, like when Sinai bought Roosevelt Hospital and just removed the Roosevelt name, criminal. God, just why do we have to erase history? We can't learn from history if we erase it, right? We just can't do that. We just can't do that. Those who do not love animals don't have a heart. They certainly don't. They certainly don't. Yeah, well, I've been saying this forever, Jim. I mean, every time I see Kristi Noem on TV, I get PTSD. Do people realize she shot her puppy? She put him in a ditch and she shot him because he wasn't, she said she couldn't train him. Find him a home. Find him another home instead. Because she's a hunter and she loves, listen, I'm not going to get on the hunting thing. You guys all know how I feel about that. I could never do it. I know that there's hunters out there that do preservation work, and I know that the culling the herd. I get the science of it. I don't like it, but I get it. She's a cold-hearted mongrel. And why do all his girls look like hookers? Why does every single woman who works for that guy always look like she just did a penthouse spread? Can't you get any frumpy smart girls in there? It's just unbelievable. Kids that hate animals grow up to be kids who grow up to hate animals grow up to be sociopaths and serial killers. You've heard the stories about kids that take the wings off of butterflies and put firecracker up a cat's ass. I read a story about that once a long time ago. That's what serial killers do, you know. Vaughn says, it's not a Trump bash, agreed. However, I hate it when an established icon is renamed in favor of some company or dude that needs to piss on something. Yeah, well, that's what it is. It's like, and I don't mean this to be political in any way, shape, or form. I'm preaching to whatever choir or not. I mean, you guys know I don't like that guy. And he's giving everybody a reason to not like him anyway. It's not a Trump bash. It is just a horrible thing that you would feel that you have any qualification whatsoever to have your name on an arts center when you have never had any connection to the arts whatsoever. Does anybody know? Has anybody ever seen him at an opera or a ballet or at a Motley Crue show? Or has anybody ever heard him saying "I love Richard Marx" or Talking Heads? No, nobody knows anything. Even the art in his You ever see like pictures of Trump Tower? Everything's gold, and all the pictures are not so great paintings of, then it was of Ivana. Now I'm sure it's Melania. I mean, come on. He has no taste in art. He's never contributed to the art. There's no listen. I'm a New Yorker. We've had to live with him our whole lives. He's never contributed to the arts here. He's never been a patron. Never been in Lincoln Center. Never ever seen him doing any of that stuff. None of that stuff. So what's the qualification for a person to put their name on an art center? You are commemorating people or someone who has done incredible things for the arts or for medicine, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of times it's money, a lot of times it's money. Western society has taken it to erasing history and doing a rewrite of history as a new hobby. Rename streets, buildings, or others. Don't remember history and repeat history. Unfortunately, not the best. Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, it's very, very true. Don't believe everything you hear or read. I don't believe anything I hear or read. Should never try to rewrite history. The Kennedy Center is established. If Trump wants to make a name, then do something new and positive himself. We've had our fair share of rewrite. I agree. How about just start something new, Oh, I know. This. Ugh. You know what a plane maniac I am, Kyle. He also wants to race the Kennedy's design of Air Force One. I mean, Air Force One is so beautiful. It's such a beautiful plane. Let's go do it. Well, why don't we do it? Let's do the Air Force One versus Trump Air Force One. He didn't get around to it the first time he was in office, and I was like, oh, thank God, he's never going to get around to it. And well, look what happens, Look what happened. Where's the one that he wants? Oh yeah, ugh, it's really horrible. So this is what it is now. Thanks for that. That's great. Thanks for the content, man. Appreciate it. Open Air Force One. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. It's so beautiful. That's the Kennedy design. And it was originally a 707. It's a beautiful plane. That's, of course, one of the original 747s, but it's, got a VC moniker for military operation. And that's how it's looked since the Kennedys, And then Trump wants to turn it into that. Oh, sorry, can I blow this up? Hold on. Can I blow you up? I won't let me blow it up. I have to give you a decent shot. Let's see. Let's just do Trump Air Force One. Oh yeah, there it is. Ugh. I mean, red, white, and is that supposed to be blue? Because it looks black to me. The Boeing should have rejected Trump's Air Force One deal from the get-go, and he's also getting it from Qatar, which is just shouldn't be allowed either. But yeah, I mean, so many things. This is like what was said earlier. It's a smokescreen to try to get people mad. That's really what it is. Hey, Mart says let's switch it up, and I agree. Is Denis Villeneuve the best director for the next James Bond film? At least it will look amazing, judging by his last Blade Runner film, which was great. And I haven't seen the Dune films because I don't care. Frank Herbert's not my thing. I read those books when I was a kid, and I never need to read or hear about them ever again. Quetzalcoatl and Kaladar, and I don't need any of that stuff. Yeah, I think he's great. Is he a great Bond director? I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I don't know what to think about anything Bondian at this point. They might as well just get Timothy Chalamet to do it, and I can just check out, right? Kyle D said it's pretty sacrilegious and the definition of arrogant for the Don to think that his name is worthy. Yeah, of course it is. Well, God, but when you are that kind of a narcissist, right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like you can't see the light through the trees. You just think of the self-importance, it's just insane. Fergal's here. Sorry I haven't been on the show for well, hey man, life gets in the way. We understand. That's fine. Hey, Basheroonies, it's Carlos Pocky. Hope you're all well. We're all well, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, James McCrory. I was playing in O'Donoghue's about one night, and I asked the guy standing behind me, would he pass my case? The piper Owen Kenny said, do you know who that was? I said, no. He said, that was Jimmy Page. Really? Hey, James McCrory. Jimmy Page. Get out of here. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, it's a similar livery to his own plane, you know. It looks like the Trump shuttle. It's not that far removed from that. Wasn't there a failed Trump airline back in the day? Yeah, he took over the Eastern Shuttle. That was LaGuardia Airport in Queens to Florida. It was an East Coast airline. Yeah, and he ran that into the ground like all of his businesses get run into the ground. You know, Trump's livery actually isn't bad, but as F is God tier. Yeah, nothing can top it. Yeah, nothing can touch that. It's just so beautiful. It looks promising. It doesn't look ominous. It looks hopeful. It looks great. And Jim Patterson says, if Ghislaine Maxwell gets pardoned, well, everybody's seen the tape right now where Jeffrey Epstein pleads the 5th and the 14th and the 6th, where they asked him about Trump. And listen, there's no way in the world that if he was around beautiful girls of whatever age, that he's not going to go for it, because he can't handle it. Dirk's getting political and Machines doing happy dance. I'm not the only one. It's okay. Hey, Nathaniel Hannon, talking about smarter people. He'll get me out of it somehow, some way. Nathaniel Hannon, super sticker. Yeah, yeah. That's the best way to get out of Dodge, is to get a nice thumbnail of the handsome Nathaniel Hannon and a super chat. It's the only way to get me out. Rufus, I remember one photo, bowl cut hair. I think all photos were destroyed in a house fire. Oh no, I was too young to remember. Believe a chip pan had something to do with it. Ugh, yeah, because of the frying, man. The frying. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. See, you know what I've never done? Maybe once or twice. I don't fry anything. I don't eat fish and chips, obviously. So Paul loves that. When he goes out, he'll get ordered that, or when he's in Ireland or England or whatever. But I don't fry. I'm not a fryer. I love to cook, but I don't have a pot or a pan for oil and that stuff. I'm just never been. I don't like French fries. I think they're okay. Chips are bleh, whatever. I'd rather have mashed potato or a baked potato. It's just never been my thing. But anyway, I'm getting anywhere but the right place. So let's do the Gallery of Bastards, because it is 10-2 almost. The Gallery of Bastards. You share with me, I share with the world. The Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. Scotty Love said to me, I tried to send so many of these and it didn't work. I didn't get them. But here's a sunset just for you on the Gallery of Bastards. Let's hook it up. They call him Scotty Love. That's a beautiful sunset, man. Thank you very much for that. But here's the kicker. Here's the Scotty Love kicker, right? My very first haircut. Oh my God. Wait to see how cute this. I've met him in person, so I know that he's an attractive fellow, but my God, look at that. It's not too late. If you've got shots from when we were Wednesday young, you can send it tonight, and I'll be happy to share it with everybody. It'll be my pleasure. And I have got to turn on the air conditioner, because it is hotter than a witch's box outside, people. They're working? Yeah. Oof, it's hot. It's getting so hot outside. You always need something to cool you off. There's got to be some people out there that like the gallery. That's the thing when you're a Kiss fan. You know every single word of every Paul Stanley rap that was ever said. They call him Scotty Love. We just call him amazing. Thank you. Look at this cutie pie. What a cutie patootie. You're not as cute as that anymore, but, you know, none of us are. Scotty Love, everybody. Martin Brown, you've got a lovely kitty. Sorry about the noise, but it's just New York is going to have a severe thunderstorm today, and we might get flooded again. So that could possibly happen. Look at this look at the beautiful Mars. Oh my God. Look, the beautiful, beautiful Mars, the beautiful Bronson. Look how beautiful he is. And what is he sitting on? Is it some kind of a portable air conditioner? Blue? What does it say there? I don't know what that thing is, but I'm assuming it's some kind of air purifier. God, is he so pretty. It's in his habitat. Look at that. Amazing. Look at this guy. Oh my God. It's a cat in a sink. I mean, come on. That's not fair. How cute is that? I've seen your sink before and I love it. What do you call that? You call that like a farm sink, right? It's quite beautiful. It's a blue air purifier, Dirk. Thank you very much, Mart. Very, very cool. Look at you. Oh my God. What and did you see the shots yesterday? I mean, too much, my God. Martin Bronson, everybody. Oh, look at that. Is he loving the purified air that's coming out of it? Is that what's happened? Robin's bird's like, OMG. I mean, amazing. Thanks, Mart. Amazing. Amazing shots. You guys come up with the best stuff. It's time for Eminem Madness, Smoking Mindy Madness. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's for Carolyn Martin, the girl with the wrench. But Melly C's got a wrench too, doesn't she now? So does Dean. So does Juby Jew. Where are you? A bunch of other people. Anybody who wants one, you can have one. I'll give you one. I'll give you a wrench. Giving them out now like candy. Basically, what it means you can do is you can throw people off the show, or you can put them in a timeout, or you can just say bad basher, bad basher. Look at Mork. Having a nice snooze. Beautiful kitty cows. Eminem Madness, Smoking Mindy Madness. Yeah, 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 yeah. Carolyn, I hope you're here. You're getting quite the bang for your mork here. Oh, you're getting so much mork today, Carolyn. She'll watch it on the repeat, I'm sure. It's Minty. Hello, honey pie. How are you? The beautiful Mind. More mork slumbering. Oh, look at her, pretty lady. She's perfect. She knows it, and she doesn't care. She uses it to her advantage. Oh, sunshine on the Mindy makes us happy. Cats, man. They're just so wondrous. They just are. They're mystical and they're magical. Listen, I love dogs too. And of course, I was a dog guy before I was a cat guy. But man, once I met a cat, I just was like, huh, really? They challenge you. Dogs don't challenge you. Cats challenge you. They're very challenging. You have to go, wait a minute. Did you just trick me? Smoking Mindy Madness, Smoking Mindy Madness. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you guys very much for the privilege. Like I said, the pictures, the Gallery of Bashtards is our privilege. I am privileged to present them to you every single night of the week. Because why the hell not? Steve McLeod of the Clan McLeod. Some photography for yous all. For yous all. That's a very New York thing to say. For yous all. For yous all. Look at that. That's cool. It's a city scene. Can I just say from here, this looks like Eddie Izzard right there. Eddie Izzard. What is that Eddie Izzard's name now? Eddie Izzard has a new name, right? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he didn't change his name. I don't know. Oh, what's going on here? Is this a Greek or this is some kind of Orthodox? Oh, this is in Spain, so it's Catholic. Okay, forgive me. It's in Malaga. Do you live in Malaga? Are you living there? Because is this all from there, or is this or are you living there? Wow, this is great shots, man. Colors out. Oh, look at this. I've never been there. Never been to Malaga. It's on my list, though. Certainly is. There can be only one cat. There can be only cats. It's amazing. Kurgan cats. Happy Halloween, ladies. That's the best Kurgan line ever, right? My name's Candy. I bet it is. Or sure you are. Forgive me for not knowing that off the top of my head, but happy Halloween, ladies. Kurgan. I love Kurgan. He's amazing. Clancy Brown. I mean, Highlander. Can we get enough Highlander? Is that a guy movie? Ladies of the Bash? Is Highlander for guys, or do the ladies like it too? Because me and all my friends are obsessed with Highlander, and believe me, I know its flaws. Just like I know Kiss's flaws, but I still worship them. Doesn't matter because this is part of my DNA. But Highlander, I know that there's a lot of boo boos in that movie. However, yeah, of course you are. Yeah, my name's Candy. Of course you are. Is it a guy movie? I don't know that it is. I don't know that it isn't either. Could be. Like I finally saw The Notebook. Well, some of it was good, I guess. Nick Brooker took Tilly. Yes. Look at this shot. Oh, look at that great shot. Is that your Matt? Great is that. Cats hate closed doors. Oh, man, do they hate close. What's going on? Why did you close that door? I used to try to close the front door, the bedroom door, when I was sleeping because Laverne always slept on top of me. But if I closed the door, she'd get up and go to the door and be like, why is this door closed? It had to be open. She'd lose her marbles. Great shots. Oh, look at that. What a sweetheart. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, look at you guys are you having a cup of? Look at that. You're having a beer. She's having it looks like a Coke. And your mom's having a cup of tea. Gorge. How great are these shots? Oh, man. Nick, these are great. That's beautiful. I like your trackie. Great shots. Great shots. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Thanks, Nick Brooker. A delight in every way, shape, or form. Let me read that. My elderly mom, first time. Oh, it was the first time they'd ever met? Is that true? Oh, wow. I don't know this, Kyle. We're at a funeral and you're quoting Highlander. Yeah, a lot of people died in that film. It seemed appropriate. Harvey Specter. I don't know. I should know who that is, right? Harvey Specter. Should I? I should know who that is, right? Harvey Specter. Enlighten me because I don't know. Tell me more. Like, does she ever? Eddie. Hey, Eddie. With your watermelon sugar. Is that an English bulldog? I think it might be, or it might be a mix, but he could tell you he's here. He's in the room right now. Don't live there, but holiday 2 or 3 times a year there. It's lovely. Oh, so that's your go-to place, Steve McTerry. That's lovely. You know what I love about the UK? Well, lots of things. But, man, you've got London City, you've got Heathrow, you have Stansted, and Ryanair, Wizz Air. You can get on any of these planes that go just about anywhere from London town, and boom. It's incredible where you can go, but you're going from all the way up there. But so where do you go out of? Edinburgh, or where do you go out of? Steve Mac 3, where do you go out of? Do you have to transfer to London to get there? Because London you can get anywhere. But up in Scotland, where do you go from? Tell me more. I want to know everything. From Manchester. Oh, the legal show Suits. Oh, okay. I didn't know. It's from an episode of Suits. I never watched that show. I'm always worried. They probably have great watches on that show, though, right? It's probably Rolex, or AP. What do they wear on that show? It's got to be Rolex, right? It's got to be flexing super Rolex flexing, right? Has to be. Sir Julian is in with some art. Let us pray. Aberdeen direct to Malaga. Look at that. Wow, 3.5 hours. That's pretty great. Direct on what? On like Ryanair, Wizz Air? Who takes you there? Air Malaga. Oh, this is great. Look at this. This is a beautiful shot. Gorgeous, Julian. Wow. Of course, I've got the tape running on the beautiful Patreons. Thank you all so much for your support and for keeping the lights on at iBashers. I salute you. Oh, these are gorgeous. Wow. These are gorgeous, man. Beautiful, beautiful. That's probably hundreds of years old. Gorgeous. Julian creating sundials wherever he goes. Beautiful stuff, Julian. Oh, that's amazing. What's this guy doing? Everybody's on their phone now. You know what's crazy? Now you take a picture in public and everybody's on their phones. You know, one thing you'll see, unless I'm looking for something specifically, if I'm on the subway, I'm not looking at my phone. If I'm in public, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm looking around, checking to see pickpockets or, crazy people. I love to people watch. I love it. Beautiful. Gorgeous, Julian. Oh, those are kind of Easter Isle-like. Gorgeous. This is a sublime collection today, Julian. Look at that. Oof. Wow. What is? I don't even know what that is. It looks like the sky is meeting the brick wall. How does it do that? Wow. Julian, absolutely exquisite work. As always, beautiful. I love that one. That's my favorite. The Gallery of Julian, everyone. Absolutely beautiful. Thanks, Jewel. Thank you so much. Nick Brooker, Tilly tonight, sleepy. Oh. Sleepy lady. Nick Brooker, what is she exactly? Is she a bulldog? Did you write that out yet? I'll get back into that in a minute. Tell him, because everybody wants to know. She's so beautiful. What a beautiful baby. Oh, Jesus Christ. What a smushy face. What an absolutely smushy face. Fergal, my work colleague's rescue dog, Jojo. She is going, oh my God. Oh my God, Jojo. Don't do that. Jojo, your new star. Look at that face. Oh my God. Hello, Jojo. What a great name for a dog, too, Jojo. Paul and I were talking about if we get pets in Italy, which I'm sure is going to happen. Do we have to choose Italian names? Is that what we have to do? Giuseppe. Cologio. Cologio. Look, you're beautiful, Jojo. Thanks for that. Tell your friend that Jojo's a big star now. How great is that, Jojo? She is gorgeous. Vasilio says the 80s. Hey! Jojo was a man who thought he was a lover, but he knew it couldn't last. Oh, I better not sing that. Michael Jackson's team will come after me and steal the publishing. Look at Vasilios in the 80s. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's unbelievable. Look at that. You look like cerebral, though, like you're in a poetry or debate class, right? Always beautiful. Thanks, Vasilios from Greece. From the Greece. Ray, I'm no gynecologist. Is this dirty? I'm going to have to preview this first because of your language in the message. It's Eurovision, so I'm not going to play it. It's a clip from a Eurovision thing, so I can't play it because, we got a warning. So I'm not going to I got a strike. So I can't use any television or other. I have to watch my P's and Q's because I can't get another strike, my friends. But it was a Eurovision contestant named Emmy. So just letting you know, 33 years apart. Jeff Chester. Beefcake. Got some beefcake. Ready for this? Showing off the muscles in your very American kitchen. Remember when kitchens were brown in America? My parents were like brown. Harvest Gold. That's amazing. There you go. Jeff Chester, 33 years apart. Okay. Hey, you packed a lot of, well, you kept up the muscle your whole life, huh? I didn't realize you were so superhero like. Handsome, yes, but I had no idea you were like a superhero. 33 years apart. Wow. That was such a New York thing to have your underwear coming out of the top of your jeans and your belt in New York City. Jeff, thanks very much for that. Sure. You'll have the crowd swooning. Old farm photos, bowl cut. Oh, I got a whole collection from Jeff. How great is that? Thanks, Jeff. Thank you so much. What you doing there? Oh, on the farm. Look at that. What a great shot that is. Oh, look at that. A girl and her horse. It's nothing you could do. A girl and a horse. Incredible. Beautiful. They just have a special bond. Girls and horses. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. Oh, are these your horses, Jeff? Wow. How beautiful is that? Oh my God. What's going on? Are you manscaping? Hey, you're giving yourself a bowl cut. Hey, that's pretty great. A bowl cut. That's great. Wow. Thank you, Jeff. Amazing. Thanks for sharing that. Top dog, Jeff and Michelle. Thank you, buddy. That's your place, huh? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Kiddos, horses, pigs, etc. More Jeff. More top dog. Oh, what a beautiful beast. Look at you. Like out of like Narnia. Incredible. Wow. Oh my good. Oh wow. Is that just I don't know much about horses. So is that a specific breed where that coloration is consistent? Incredible. Eddie says, my man is jacked. He sure is. Holy. Down, ladies and gentlemen. Down. The show's gonna go from feet fetish to top dog fetish. Everybody's just gonna want more beefcake from you now. You know how this crowd gets. Gorgeous. I've been working out for 41 years. No drugs. Just lost a friend at 58. He did the drugs. I'm 51. Wow. Yeah. You mean like the steroids, right? Yeah. Steroids are not a good idea. I had a friend that used to do the stacking, the Diana ball, which just gives you the muscle, and then Winstrol just shred you. I only know what that stuff is because he wound up in the hospital. Made him very, very sick. Hey, you don't play with that. It's genetics. It's terrible what you're doing. Look at this. Oh my God. Hey, Jeff, what are those? Are those foxes? What's going on there? I can't tell from this picture. What's going on here? Tell me more, Jeff. I need to know. American saddlebred, bred with a Friesian. There you go. How interesting. I don't know anything about the horse world, but what's going on there in that? Oh, they're pigs. Those are pig. Oh, look at that. Aren't they adorable? Pigs are supposed to be the best pets ever and super duper clean. People think pigs are, I guess that's because, the Bible and, certain religions can't eat pigs because they're unclean. Of course, that doesn't mean anything because apparently they're the cleanest things you could possibly have ever. Andrew says, when one pillow isn't enough, well, you got to give your loved ones as many pillows as there's Carolyn Martin. Did you see the Mork show? It was all for you. And she's doing it all for Carolyn. Look at this great. Oh, look at that. 2 pillows like the Princess and the Pea. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much. And Jeff says, Michelle. Oh, look at you two. You guys are too hot and sexy for this show. Look at that. You guys look like teenagers. That's why he's built like a brick shithouse, because he works on a farm all day long. And that's a lot of hard work. That's too sexy for my show, you guys. Way too much. Ray. Here's a shot of the man himself. I couldn't show the Eurovision thing because, I don't want to get in any kind of trouble. There's the man himself. Right. A man. Are you wearing moccasins? What do you got? What do you got going on there? You're wearing moccasins. Look at you. What do you wear? You wearing the boulevard? What do you got going on there? In one of his gorgeous jumpers. There's the man himself, Ray, Raphael, our very own Raphael. Wow. Great. Amazing. Guys, that's the Gallery of Bastards today. Thank you so much. Great gallery today, guys. Congrats. Fantastic. Thank you so much. The gallery.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots that sublime me absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Mart says the Bronson is always chilled out. Andrew says, for the most part, a wrench on iBashers is unnecessary. Well-behaved respect. Agreed. And so it goes. The only self-domesticated animals are cats. Agreed. And so it goes. It's a great song, by the way, and so it goes. Robin's bird, cats are magical. They are. There can be only cats. Cats hate doors, the Kurgan thing. That was great. I love that we went all Highlander. I read that a tracking device was put on a cat. I've seen them on YouTube. Barely moved during the day, but roamed over 7 Mile area at night before returning home at dawn. I mean, cats love they love the nightlife. They love to boogie. They do. Excellent shot, Steve. Tilly is lovely. She is amazing. Rufus says, yeah, Jackson the cat has learned how to knock now. So can we have more pictures of Jackson? We love him. We love his road shots, Rufus. We'd love to see more of that. That would be great. Nick B says he's an American Staffy, not an English Bulldog. An American Staffy. That's great to know. I didn't know that. Andy M says we have no room, doors closed. One storeroom has a closed door. Always of interest to Minnie because she wants to know what's in there. I can't believe I've never been there. I'd rather go to Ireland first. To where? To Malaga? Go to Ireland. Go to Malaga. Do both. You know why? Because you go to Dublin and you can just jump on a plane. Ryanair goes everywhere. The one problem is, and I've said this on the show before, is, this place that we're planning on eventually, living, has an airport that's close by, but nobody goes there. It's really annoying. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to get there. It's not that easy, but it's the train. By plane, like if you landed in Rome and then you jumped on a plane, it would probably take about 20 minutes, not even 15 minutes to get there. But by train, it's 4 hours, which sucks. This probably way. I'll figure it out down the line, So it goes, says, that what Harry's wife was on, right? To quote Mythos, they are not around to see anything or do anything, said the immortal one who lived to be 5,000, right? Harvey, actually, one of the guys on Suits, wore one watch in the first season. He wore a Patek Chrono moon phase, I believe, and then he also wore a Submariner. Then in season 2, they had him stop wearing watches. Why did they have him stop wearing watches? Wow. And Dino says, I believe there's a reboot, oh God, with Russell Crowe, who just lost like 75 pounds. He looks great. And Henry Cavill being made. Oh, how interesting. Amazon MGM Studios. Why don't they just give him the fucking James Bond job that he deserves anyway? He's like 42, right? 41 or 42. Just give him. Would they just give Henry Cavill the job, please? Because he's James Bond. Can we just have him? Come on. Steve Mac 3 says EasyJet. I've never flown them, but I probably will be. Humans are addicted to glowing rectangles like moths to a flame. Sometimes planes fly in the UK in between radar failure and airport power fires. Eddie's he's in alert mode like me. Yeah, I'm not looking at my phone. I see everybody I take pictures of everybody on their phones. I'll just pull my phone out and go check. I do that. It's crazy. Yell at someone in public and you'll be on many people's phones. Yeah. Diana was in the airport yesterday and she was saying that there was a Karen at the desk and I said, film it, but it was too late. It was over. She's like, oh, I just got on the plane. I was like, boo, that sucks. Yeah, JoJo was a man indeed. Somebody give that kid a candy bar, says Jim Patterson. Soko says, see ya. See ya. Thanks for being on the show. That's the cutest puppet ever in the whole wide world. Thanks. Thanks for being here. We'll have to see when it comes out, but should be good. Highlander was great, but the other Highlander, they were terrible. I did like the series, though, with Adrian Paul, and he would have been a fantastic James Bond. And I believe he is from Scotland as well. Wouldn't that have been great? Yeah. And so it goes. It wasn't bad. Duncan MacLeod, he was great, man. Adrian Paul, he's a martial artist, a ballet dancer, and handsome as hell. He had the stupid ponytail, though, you know. Terrible. It's unnecessary. Top Dog says, I've had 9 females, had 100 babies. Wow, red wattle heritage breed. Oh, wow. So I didn't know that that's the game you're in. I just thought you were collected cars and I had a beautiful wife and family, and that's all. I didn't know that you bred horses. That's so nice. She was so mad at me when I wanted to change the sheet. She's very vocal about being unhappy. Well, let the cats live in their sheets, you know, please, you know. Your kiddo is in college and wants to be a vet. Well, being around animals her whole life, of course she wants to be a vet, and why shouldn't she? Great show, fantastic pictures, everyone. Agreed, man. Thank you. Be an inspiration in others' lives, and upvote and subscribe. Become a Patreon if you can. Big bang bang boom from Andrew Wolkowicz. Thank you, Andrew. You were retired, but I went back to work. I do federal contracting with the Department of Defense for defense contractors, Shipley Capture Director. See, he's got a farm. He loves animals. Beautiful wife and kids. Great career. Built like a brick shithouse. I want to be you. Ryanair, do you get a discount if you sit in the mail sack? Now, the best Ryanair joke of all time is on the show, A Catastrophe. And it's when Sharon's Irish family come over and dad had a heart attack on the plane. And she said thought he smelled fresh strawberries. And I said, fresh fruit on Ryanair. That will never happen. You guys are hilarious. Work harder, play harder. That's very, very true. Cavill, yes, 100%. It's got to be Cavill. But they're going to get some twink. Do you really want? Nobody wants. I don't want to see Tom Hiddleston as James Bond. Horrible. Duncan MacLeod was fantastic. He was great. He was so great. You know, I'm going to do this. Hold on one second. Hold on a second. A-D-I-N Paul in a suit. I mean, look at this guy. He's freaking ride. Absolutely unbelievable. Let me see. Adrian Paul in a suit. Here's Adrian Paul. Look at this guy. He's like Sean Connery. Like exactly. And I think look at this guy. Tell me this guy wouldn't have been perfect. I mean, he's beautiful. And he's a killer. And I think he is Scottish. I'm pretty sure he is. Hold on. Where is he from? Oh, no, he's from London. Sorry. Why did I think that? He's an English actor, martial artist, and director best known for Duncan MacLeod. He was born in London. All right, well, still the UK, right? Still the UK, and he's terrific. I love him. Top Dog sold the farm, moved to North Carolina, met Michelle. Oh, is that how it all worked out? How wonderful. Okay. Well, sold the farm literally. That's really great. A wrench here is used to fix stuff, not punish. That's very true. You believe Henry Cavill is out of any film contract commitment, so maybe I think that Henry Cavill has given up on the idea. I think has anybody seen the Ungentlemanly Warfare or whatever that's called? Because I watched a clip of it and it's very murderous, but it looks very funny. And I tend to like Guy Ritchie films. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. I think that's what it is, right? It looks good. I just think he's given up on it. I think he doesn't care anymore because I think it got dangled in front of him so many times. I think he's just over it, you know. Robbinsbird loved Adrian Paul. Me too. It's just he was so great. Highlander, the series, was shot in Vancouver. It was, yeah. Good choice. Also British. Yeah, exactly. Adrian Paul has the sword experience where he trains people in swordplay for movies. I know he's amazing. Don't want to buy the farm. Nobody wants to buy the farm. That's for sure. Thanks, guys. What a great show. An hour and 20 minutes in. Thanks for the amazing Gallery of Bastards. Thanks again yesterday for everybody's show. Thanks to my Andrew and Nathaniel and Andrew again for the super chats and my Patreon pantheon down there. Thank you guys so very, very much for all that you do for the show. And thanks everybody for coming in there and for making the show what it is. And your comments today were off the hook. Absolutely amazing. Top Dog, keeping it sexy for everybody. Thanks so very much. We appreciate it every day. I'll be back tomorrow night at 6:05 with the big guy, the usual show. Couple of drinky poos, me, you, and the world. Thanks, guys. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And remember, if you encounter a Karen or a Carl, remember, you don't like them. You know why? Because they're not nice people. What are they? They're kind. Let's do that again. They're just kind.